Well guys, we have another giveaway, and it is from a small micro brand in Austin, Texas called Dufrane watches with the Barton Springs 656. Let's jump into it. So before we jump into this review, if you want the opportunity to win this watch, just fill out the watch giveaway form and then be sure to follow me on Instagram as well. If you've already filled out the watch giveaway form in the past, you're good to go for all future months. So do that, and then also big thank you to Steven, founder of Dufrane Watches, for sending this watch. He sent it to me for free to give away, so I just want to be transparent about that up front. But let's jump into this review. But to start us out here, let's look at a little backstory about Dufrane. So as I mentioned earlier, this brand was founded in Austin, Texas. And as I go through this watch, you will find several different cues paying tribute to the city, like the name Barton Springs, paying tribute to a local spring and favorite swimming spot in the area. The brand prides itself on those Texas roots and the hand assembling of all their watches in the United States. Their founder, Steven, founded the brand with the hope of bringing his love of watches and dream of creating his own to life. And Dufrane, a name that comes as a thank you to his mother, her maiden name, as being the person who encouraged him to continue his passion for watches when he began getting into them in the 70s and 80s. And the watch that we have today from the brand is their flagship, their Barton Springs 656, a funky diver with several vintage cues in its design. I have three different models in my possession today. One is a black PVD, a stainless steel blue with no date, and then a model that I will be reviewing primarily, and the one that will be eligible for our giveaway, a blue stainless steel with a date. First, with a high level overview of the specs here. Case size of 42 millimeters, thickness of 12.85 millimeters. Lug to lug, we're looking at 47.6 millimeters. Lug width of 22 millimeters. This watch is powered by an automatic SW201 movement. So Salida movements, all regulated before sending out, and they're actually tested and regulated by a company by me in Northeast Ohio, Lume, which I will talk a little bit more about later. Water resistance of 200 meters or 656 feet that you'll see on the dial. Crystal, sapphire crystal, and then the price of $656. So at first glance at this watch, there are a few areas I think that draw the eyes the most. All these areas complementing one another with maintaining this kind of unique aesthetic with this watch. First being the blue sunburst dial that looks great in the light, and then the giant C3 superluminova plots on the dial that could give way to some of the most prominent lume that I have seen on any watch that I have reviewed on the channel, or certainly up there. This noteworthy lume along with the watch's sunburst dial give the watch two very fun points to admire depending on the condition the wearer is in. To top it off, I think the orange second hand complements this funky, fun style of the watch overall. The watch does have a minimalist style despite these very prominent features, but given its more eye-catching style attributes, it makes it appear as there's more going on until increased inspection. Looking at the dial, we have a Dufrane logo at the 12 and the Barton Springs and depth rating stamp at the 6. And just to ensure the watch stays in line with its playful nature, instead of using the metric system, it reads 656 feet, hence the name. At the 3, we have a small date window. However, all these watches have the option for or without a date. And personally, I think I prefer the look without the date more, as it leads to a better balance on the dial with those giant lume plots. The hands, like the lume on the dial, are not going to leave you asking for any additional luminescence and lend to an overall solid legibility both in light and in the dark. The watch has interesting size proportions, as the 42 millimeter case, which certainly is not a small watch, wears rather compact with its 47.6 millimeter lug to lug height and moderate thickness for a diver at 12.85 millimeters. All this considered, I would say it wears pretty true to size and tests the limits of my limited real estate that comes with my 6¼ inch wrist or 15.9 centimeters for my metric system friends. In reality, the watch is probably too big for me, but I would say anybody over maybe 6.5 inches would find this fitting on their wrist rather well. Looking at the unidirectional bezel, the same level of minimalism is attained here, with the marks at just the every 15 and a lume plot at the 12 o'clock. The bezel is marked with rivets on the side to help with turning and helps with creating a more substantial feel. When turning the bezel, it is smooth and it really has no play whatsoever. The watch has a double screw down crown marked with a logo stamp and features the absence of crown guards, which gives a more vintage look in my opinion. In addition, it comes with either a steel bracelet, a NATO, or a rubber strap. In my time testing out this watch, I had it on a leather strap since I don't mind wearing my divers on the leather, but overall, I find the look of the bracelet the sharpest for everyday wear. When turning the watch over, you will see that there is an angular profile and the drilled lugs that practically are tucked under the case. The case back has a very simple engraving with a logo mark, with water resistance, and a mention of the watch's Swiss movement. Speaking of that movement, inside this watch we have a Salida movement, an SW201, an ETA 2824 alternative. featuring 26 joules and a 38-hour power reserve. As mentioned earlier, these watches and movements go through final assembly and testing by Lume, a well-known micro brand based in my hometown of Cleveland, Ohio. And I've had the opportunity to meet with these guys and the people there, and I was just really impressed with their work in maximizing just regulating movements. We had a very nerdy conversation about that, and building well-built timepieces, all of which I can see has been transferred over in this piece and its construction. As on the wrist, it certainly does have a bit of presence to it with its construction. And in my conversation with people that are regulating sleeve movements, it seems like these are some of the most easy to work with movements out there on the market today. And I know a lot of people are getting these within chronometer certification in terms of regulation. So overall, these are fun watches. And for those knowing me, you could probably guess that they don't necessarily fit my personal style, but I can appreciate this watch for being uniquely designed, having playful, eccentric features, and being priced fairly, in my opinion, which ultimately leads me to think that they could be a cool option for those who want a funky diver that is quite different than what many of the major brands are offering. So guys, what do you think of this watch? Love to see comments down below as always. And especially when we're dealing with micro brands, as I know a lot of people have some resistance to them, and they're not for everybody, of course, but love to see that as always. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. If you like this video and this review and this giveaway, again, fill out the watch giveaway form, follow me on Instagram if you want the opportunity to win this watch. We're gonna be giving it away probably towards the end of this week, so definitely look out for that. Also, be sure to subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can stay up to date with the content. Also, if you wanna buy a watch strap, you're looking to spruce up your watch, we have so many different watch straps now available. We're working really hard to try to increase our inventory. We have some more coming in this week that should be coming in for shipment as well that I'll be adding to the store. But head over there. I've been working really hard to update the site and continue to make it better and better. I want that place to be honestly the place to go when it comes to buying watch straps, as I think that's one of the most overlooked aspects in the whole watch community, watch straps. Also, if you're looking to buy an iconic timepiece and support the channel, the content you're watching, and can do it carefree and knowing that you're gonna get an authentic timepiece, hit the link in the description to go to Bob's Watches, one of the largest online retailers for watches in the world, and a partner in the channel, and using that link supports the content that you're watching. So guys, thank you again so much for watching. Be well, and I'll see you all very soon.